Morning, guys. I am way off the beaten path up in the Umpqua National Forest, and I'm on a hunt for a job site here. My cell phone's running out of batteries. I have the forest road numbers written down, so I don't know. It feels like 50-50 if I'm going to be able to find it. But there's some guys doing a job up here, a nonprofit. They're rebuilding an old shelter that was built back, I think, in the Great Depression. I don't know the details, but I'm gonna learn them, and if I find the place, I'm gonna have some neat stuff to show you. And I believe these guys are gonna be filming a lot of this job, and so with a little luck, you'll be able to watch most of this shelter get built. And they're not using, well, they're using traditional methods, but it's not common methods. They're sawing a lot of the materials themselves. I believe it's like a type of timber frame construction. I don't know exactly, but I'm really excited to take a look at it. Again, assuming I can find it. So let's see what happens. The original shelter in this location was built in the 30s by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and it was used for ranchers and campers and hikers, and probably for a long time it wasn't as much recreation as a important kind of survival shelter for people traveling through the area, you know, back when kind of trails were the primary way to get around. I know it's going to be a Well, here's a site. It's just beautiful. This is an old outhouse right here, and this is known as Reynolds Ridge. The old shelter was back over here. I'll show you with the drone. And this new site is even better. It's just situated in these fir trees right here, and I cannot wait to see what these guys have. The plans are beautiful, and it sounds like they got some neat material that they've come up with to put the thing together with. A few years ago, a hunter was using the shelter, and something happened, and it caught on fire and burned down. And the poor guy, it was clearly an accident, and he called in and, you know, alerted the Forest Service. He could have ran off, but he must have been a good guy.
All over around
We
here.
knew there used to be. I thought it was out here in the meadow. There's some stakes out here.
Okay.
But we were wandering out here, and
Wow.
Yeah. I saw a wet spot and a silver spigot.
Oh my gosh.
as far as I know, no one's known this has been here for 35 years, probably. At least. They had, I don't know, sugar pine or cedar shakes across the top of it. Well, it is, it's concrete here, and it's just rock against here because that's where the weep is. So Rusty's wants to come in here and build a bunch of rock up against that.
Yeah.
You know,
just
so it
shore
doesn't
the back
collapse
up with
or-
big flat rock.
Yeah.
And put like a roof back over it, kind of? Or does
just
it
a
stay
cover.
open?
We're
A
going to
cover?
roll this off, but a cover. But that's half of an old water heater out there.
Oh.
And I think it was laid right underneath here, and it fed it for stock animals.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that tells me they had to have had a small little trail going to here. I don't know if the trail was up there or down here.
Wow.
This is ice cold.
Oh, really?
Man, it's cold.
Oh, God, that is ice cold.
So it's just creeping out of the ground right
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, we had, I mean, you see everything we dug out of it last night.
Wow. Oh, wait, this came out of...
Yes. Yeah, it was full of sediment
This
and
is
everything.
the cover.
Oh
wood.
my gosh. So you just found kind of like a big muddy pile. You're like, what is this? And sure, and then you got it to this point.
Yeah, it was all grassed up, and I just saw the boards right here on the edge. Like, then I saw the concrete. It's like, Rusty!
Yeah.
Wow.
This was cool. We started looking at this. When they put this concrete in, they put these big spike nails in upside down, so they're pointed up, so they put their boards on and pounded their boards down onto them.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, using what they had.
Yeah.
This organization, One Serenity, is a nonprofit, and their mission is to get veterans working and kind of finding a sense of purpose through outdoor activities and land stewardship. They rebuild trails, shelters like this, and do a lot of things to get the community involved in improving public land areas, which we all benefit from. Well, at least if you go out and use them, you benefit from them. I've always really enjoyed the outdoors and camping, and especially when there's a kind of a mission to it. And most of the time that means like a fishing trip or hunting, or maybe even just, a trip to look for mushrooms or shed antlers or watching a meteor shower. But I think this might be the best camping mission that I've seen yet. Just think about it. You're camping and you're building something amazing that's going to last a long time. A cool timber frame shelter. Now, both these guys really know what they're doing, but Randy here in particular has a lot of expertise with this type of construction. He's been doing it for a long time, and he is, in fact, one of the key reasons that the Forest Service approved this project, because they knew he was going to be involved, and they knew he would get it done right. A few years ago, the Forest Service announced that they were no longer going to be maintaining these structures. And so it took a lot of legwork from Rusty here and Source One Serenity to get the approval and the permission to rebuild the Reynolds shelter in the Umpqua National Forest. Needless to say, I made it to the site, and it's pretty neat. And I actually knew one of those guys, Randy, from when I was in high school. He was my wrestling coach. And it was really neat to see him again. And I kind of imagined I was gonna just maybe come up next winter and film it after they were done, but not be involved. But I don't know, it's such a neat site. I kind of am feeling like if I can swing it with Allie and the kids, we might have to come up there and camp and help out and get our hands dirty a little bit.